Hi everyone, welcome to this first Q&A video at nimaan.ahumblevoice. So in this video I'm aiming to answer a few of the questions, and as you can see the format is totally different. There are no more slides or pre-recorded audio to convey the message, so here I am live, like just in front of the camera, which is quite a hard thing to do, and I'm here to answer your questions. So without any ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first question is, I'm an open-hearted person. I do not keep anything in my heart. I often tell others the things I'm not supposed to, like personal plans and what's going on. How can I keep things to myself? Looks like you've been thinking quite a lot lately. This could be, honestly, if I think it could be anyone's question. Actually, it could be the situation of most of us, and I'm glad that you give it a thought that what you're doing and what you should think you should be doing are not matching, so you've realized. So the most important thing here is having that realization, what you actually want or what you actually think you meant to do and what you're doing. So if there's a gap, so realizing the gap is the first step of filling the gap. So in this situation, if I was at your place, what I would do is I would first of all ask myself, why do I tell someone what I'm not supposed to tell? What triggers me telling? What triggers me expressing my feelings, my emotions to anyone? This could be because maybe I don't want to hide anything in my mind or in my heart. I want to be transparent. I want to make sure that I'm truly honest, telling everything to the person I'm talking to. So which sometimes like this, as you said, can work against our relationship and against our peace of mind, especially. So in this situation, I'll reframe the situation. So before I interact with someone, a person, I'll tell myself, maybe I would need to tell myself, set a reminder for myself a few times a day that I'm not going to discuss anything personal to anyone, no matter what happens. So I'll make like an action plan. Like I'll keep two things in my mind. The first one is if I get that urgency of expressing, what else can I express instead of expressing my deep feelings? For example, if I feel like I really need to talk and express what I'm going through, I'll think of the topics or the conversation what I can talk, like just a generic conversation, maybe about news, what's going on, or what's going on, the weather, like how the weather is, or what I enjoyed eating, or like something light, not requires any personal information. I would keep that thing in my mind. And second thing, I would make sure, and I will be listening. I would use my all the energy and curiosity in listening actively. I'll make sure that by listening more intently, I make our connection stronger. I make our conversation stronger, and then I feed my thoughts of being honest and being transparent. I'll feed these thoughts on the basis of just talking something light and listening actively and more with interest, with genuinely, I would say. Yep. So, and I wouldn't, and every time I talk to someone, I would just think again after the conversation. I'll just reevaluate how I did, how things went with my conversation. And it might take a few times, it might take 10 times, or, it just needs practice, and then allowing yourself to understand that new habits take time. What you need to do is just keep on trying again and again. And the best thing here is you already know what you need to do. All right, move on to the next question. I know that the things are not going well in my life. I know what I need to change, but applying this awareness practically is not easy. I often fall back on my own expectations. What do I do? So here what I see is what's going on is you have realized what changes you need to make, which is a great thing. And I see that you are trying consciously with extra efforts to make things happen as you think you should, differently, do things differently. But often you fall back on your own expectations. Just remember one thing. Okay, tell me one thing before I ask you to do something else. Tell me if you have to drink 1 cup of milk, for example, 1 cup of milk. How would you do it? Would you drink it 1 cup at a time, like a gulp it in 1 second? Or you will drink it like a sip by sip at a time? I think you're getting there now. So just remember, there are things to be done. There are things to be achieved. There are a lot of things to be done in our life, in daily life, in the long term. But knowing that what you need to do in your life, what things you need to change, knowing that thing is important. But more important thing to do is realizing that everything happens in this life, in this moment, has a procedure. Everything happens in bits. Like if I'm cooking dinner, I can't cook dinner out of, magically it'll appear from somewhere. It's a process. It's a process of someone growing and and even me, like chopping and preparing the vegetables and whatever, and then cooking it and then serving it. It's a process. So if I think that I have to do everything at a time, just once, and I'm actually putting myself in difficult situation. I'm making things harder for me. So what I need to know is, I know what I need to do, and small steps make life easier. In a simple way, I say. So you have realized. So just don't worry. Don't feel guilty at all. Even end of the day, you try 10 times and you fail to apply your awareness 10 times. Just keep on doing. Just keep that determination, and then trust in yourself that it's a process. Process takes time and effort, and you have time, and you're willing to put efforts. So that's the most important thing. So just take things easy and just go one step at a time. Even now I'm breathing. I'm breathing 1 breath at a time. I'm not taking all the breaths in, I need to take in a day. So during the day, I'm taking 1 breath at a time. So just think that way. And if you need to support your thinking, your motivation, maybe you can get some, influence from reading some books, or talking to someone, or listening to some podcast, or I'm here to talk anyway. Okay. The next question is a very interesting one. So it could be your situation as well. So let's have a look. I spend a lot of time on social media. I do realize that it's not worth it. It causes anxiety and depression. But every time I think that I'm going to spend just 5 minutes, often these 5 minutes turn into hours, and I'm stressed again after hours. What do I do? Okay, what I feel is technology, social media is part of our life. We can choose how we want to keep this part of our life, like a one little fraction, or we want to spend more time on it. often we tend to spend more time on social media, thinking there are a few reasons. If even if you try to Google search or check from psychology point of view, your brain pays attention to something that's more engaging and entertaining, like more it soothes you. It's like relaxing. You find it engaging, and then entertaining is the better way to do it. Say it. So automatically human brain is drawn to entertainment. So that's the reason you might have noticed, like, you can watch TV whole day, you can be on social media for hours, and you can watch Netflix or whatever, like modes of entertainment at home anytime. Even in toilets, people spend longer time just because of the mobile phones, smartphones. So how to make sure that you're not being trapped or controlled by this small device or social media, basically. So here I would recommend a few things. You can try them all and see which one works for you, or you can choose and try one if you like. So the first one is having a plan in your mind, and make sure just having a clarity how much time you actually you should be devoting on social media. Just having that number of minutes or maybe hours, or how many times a week. So having that clarity, having that plan in front of you is important. That'll help. And the second thing you can do is before you go on social media, just set up an alarm. Just just check up alarm that for 10 minutes, just like ask your phone assistant to set up 10-minute alarm or 15-minute, just a checkup. And that'll be a reminder for you. Oh, it's been 10 minutes and I feel like I'm still scrolling, and then I'm just checking this and that. So it'll make you feel conscious that you have already spent this much time, and then you should stop doing what you're doing now and doing something else. And the other thing that could help is a challenge. Just maybe yourself, or to talk to your friend and have a challenge. Actually, that we love challenges. We really love to do stuff that, challenges are norm. So you can have a challenge like, I want to have a day off social media, or just 5 minutes a day in social media, and then see how you go. Your feeling of rebelliousness is like, it'll be, boosting up. So that could be a plan. But just remember one thing. Again, just saying the same thing maybe. But taking a new action, forming a new routine needs, at least there are research that it needs around 3 weeks, like 21 days of persistent efforts. So anything you're doing, just keep on trying. Just push yourself, force yourself for at least 3 weeks. And then after that, your brain will recognize that new pattern is not something new. You should put effort. It becomes your second nature. All right. So I hope it helps. All the best. Next one is, I'm a working mom and I try very hard to balance my work, family, children, and chores. Okay. So being a young mom, I can totally understand. I can relate, actually. Can be very stressful. I remember working full time and coming home and doing household chores, and then being guilty when child was sick, and that's quite natural. So what I told myself, I made sure that I had some my time, like relaxation time. For me, it was some time for like meditation, like listening to calming music. Even if you're like especially mom, so I still use calming, soothing, like a water noise or a piano music for my toddler to at night time, so that everyone goes to bed quite peacefully. That helps me as well to relax. So but you can try doing that. And the most important thing here, I would say, is knowing your limits and accepting your limits. Most of the time it happens, you want to do, you have to do everything and you want to do everything, and then you burn out. You try once, twice, every day, and there comes a day that you don't want to give up because you're determined to do everything, but your inner self is tired. You feel burnt out, and then you can see with your reaction, with your behavior, the way you're behaving, the way you treat your children, or you're talking to yourself or a family member, or anyone. It reflects. It takes time, but it does reflect. So to avoid going in that situation of having a burnout energy, just accept that you have limited hours a day, and you are a person trying to do what you can do. I'll say it again. You are a person and you're trying to do what you can do. You're not a superhuman being that you have some magic powers to do everything. Things will be uncompleted, like unfinished stuff, and there will be things always, left behind, and you just praise and feel happy about your achievement for the day, and you're doing what you can do. Things you can't do, it shouldn't be, you shouldn't feel guilty about. The next question is, how do you overcome stress when you're busy? Being stressful is because of two things. One thing, you're overthinking about a situation. And the second thing, you're overthinking about the situation. Yeah, so it's a common saying that most of the time we are worried or we are stressed for the things which are not happen, which never happen. So the 90% of the time we worried about things, they never happen. It's all in your head, trying to paint a picture of something, and then that's about worrying. And being stressful again is believing in that painted picture, what your brain has painted, what you're worried about. So anyway, so here I would say, when you're busy, how not to be stressed. A few things again. First of all, I shared once 4 quadrants of time. Maybe you can work on something like that. And so basically it talks about, I'll share it in the link as well, a copy of it. You can have a look. So first, one quadrant, I'll just quickly go through it. The first quadrant is, so you on a sheet, you make 4 quadrants, 4 sections, 4 boxes on a sheet. And the one of the top, for example, top left sheet corner box, you put things are important and are urgent. Something is really important and it's really urgent to do right now. So you will be doing those things in that quadrant. You have to pay electricity bill. You have to do it today. It's last day. Or I have to go to see a doctor. I have an appointment that's important and it's urgent as well. Something happened that's really important and urgent. So you put in that and then you do those things first. So second quadrant, the section of that is things are urgent but not important. These could be something, maybe your friend or family or colleague or somebody has come up with, or they really need your help right now, and that's really urgent, but it's not important for you, basically, but you have to do it. So you can put the things in that quadrant which are urgent, which require your urgent attention, but they're really not important for you. And the bottom right corner, the third quadrant, you put things are important but not urgent. That's a tricky quadrant. The reason why I'm saying tricky is we put a lot of things in this quadrant, and everything is important. Everything is important but not urgent. For example, I need to, I had to make video, so that's important. I put it in my quadrant. I have to do to-do list. And the next thing is I have to see someone, regarding my stuff. So really you need to meet someone to discuss more about how we can work together. So that's important but not urgent. I put it in my quadrant. I need to read a book. That's important. I need to do it, but not urgent. I can do it later. Or I need to renovate my house. That's important. I need to do it, but not now, maybe later. And I need to, for example, if you're a student, I need to make an assignment. It's due in a week's time. It's important, but it's not urgent. I can do it later. So like that, we keep on adding more stuff and more stuff and more stuff. And this is actually the heaviest quadrant. What happens in the end, how the things get tricky is, at some stage, all these things are important, they become urgent, and we have no control on it. So it's really important to keep an eye on this quadrant time to time, that you keep on checking something hasn't become urgent, and you keep paying attention to this quadrant is quite important. And the fourth last quadrant is things are not important, neither important nor urgent. Classic example, watching screen, like having a screen time watching TV or checking phone, and just for entertainment stuff. So these are neither important nor urgent, but we like to do it because we think we don't need to pamper ourselves. So that thing takes time. So having a clarity about our schedule, especially when you're really busy, as you said, and then you have a look where you need to put more time, how you need to divide your tasks. And that will help. And just remember one thing about painting a picture. Just take a moment, take a pause, and realize the picture you're painting, your brain is painting in your head. Does it exist? What is existing at this time? You feel that, how your brain is trying to trick you about worrying about things that never happened or might not happen in the future. So knowing what you need to carry, if you have a baggage, when to drop your baggage off and take a rest, take a peaceful time, that's important. Just remember, if you need to pour more tea in your cup, you need to drink that tea first. Otherwise, you're going to waste it. Those who share their questions, thank you so much for sharing. It not only helped you, I think it would have helped others as well. So it definitely made me think twice about the situations and actually relate some of these. Working already, so I can totally understand how things might seem when you think, nothing is working or you need to have a chat. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I would love to know more about your thoughts, and just like and share this video if you think would be helpful for somebody else as well. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and stay blessed. Shukria.